Okay, so here's the next machine that we're working on. It's a Murray Select series. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it's a 10 horsepower, 29-inch bucket. The bucket's 29 inches long, wide. It's got some pretty beefy tires on there. The one on the right over here was a little bit flat, so I put some of that Fix-A-Flat in there and blew it up. It was a slow leak, so I'm assuming it was probably just some dry rotting or just a small tear somewhere because it was a slow leak. So anyway, so that should fix that problem. What I remember about when I first picked this up, because I picked this up in the summer, is it ran pretty rough. And as I was testing it at the guy's place to go pick it up, the transmission was working and everything. And then all of a sudden, the transmission just stopped working. And then he just turned it off and he lowered the price. So that's what we're dealing with right now. It's another transmission possible problem. I did check, from what I remember when I picked it up, I think I checked in the belt housing. Seems pretty loose. I must have checked it recently when I went to go pick it up. And the belts all seem to be there, which makes sense because it was working. So it might have to do something with the springs, like on our first machine that we worked on in the series for the $5,000 challenge. It potentially maybe a spring just decided up and leave. But other than that, the machine's in really good shape. Hardly any rust, so it could be a very quick flip. I did pick this up for $100. I had it, I'm hoping to have it listed by the end of today. Hoping to have a really quick turnaround. The reason for that is the first snowfall of the season. You kind of see that white powdery stuff now. So now we're trying to get, I want to try to get this posted so somebody could potentially pick it up and get it out of my hair. The goal is I'm going to post this on Marketplace for probably around 400, 450, probably around 450. And if I get $400, I'd be happy with that. Okay, so let's dive into it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the carb right off of it just because it was running rough. I'm going to clean it anyways. So I'm going to take that off, get it running nice and lean, or nice and get it running well, I should say. And then we'll dive into the transmission problems. So once it's running well, idling well, then we can dive into that problem. Like I said, hopefully get it done within the next couple hours is the ideal thing. Okay, so I'll take you back when I have the carb off the machine. Okay, so just to bring you back, I just took off the cover for the carb, and you probably can see it right away. It looks like the primer hose is fell off, so it's pretty petrified. And so I'm gonna, there's enough to put it back on there, but I think the best course of action is seeing about maybe just taking a look at the hose. Sorry, I didn't realize that was not in focus. Taking a look at the hose and seeing how bad it is. If it's too petrified, I can just replace it with some new stuff and get that done. But just looking at the state of this carb, it hasn't been serviced in quite some time. So yeah, I'll bring it back when I just wanted to show you that piece there. I'll bring it back with the carb off the machine, and as I open it up, I'll give you a look and see a first look to see how bad the gumness up of the carb is. I'm assuming it's going to be probably not the worst I've seen, but it's probably going to have some hidden gems in there. Okay, so I'll bring it back as soon as that's off. Alrighty. So here's the carb. I can't really see what you're seeing, so hopefully you see what I'm trying to show you. The fuel line was so on there, I had to slice it to get it off, so we're gonna have to replace the fuel line when we get back to the machine. But yeah, it's in pretty rough shape. It's definitely not been handled much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bottom of the carb off. Hopefully we'll be able to see the contents. I'm gonna pour the contents hopefully in here if I can get it in there in time. And then we'll be able to see how bad the gas is that's in there, and then kind of go from there. Now, kind of see the fuel that was in there. It is kind of dirty, isn't it? The cup wasn't the cleanest to start with. I think I can kind of see a little bit of water. Kind of see it separating there now. Hopefully, well, maybe now you can. And at the bottom there. So either way, it probably wouldn't have run the way it was, even though it was running when I picked it up. It's just running pretty rough. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is, yeah, it's kind of in there. Can see through it, which is a good thing. But I will run some carb clean through it to make sure it's fully cleaned up. Another thing that we're gonna do is take off the one thing that I forgot in the last machine that we were working on. If I can find it here. Yeah, it's right on top right there. It's kind of got like a white cap on it. So we're gonna hopefully, there it is. There's that white cap that was off on the one of the jets. So now we'll be able to unscrew it, unscrew that, and take it out and clean it too. So let's get that done too. Let's take these off while we got the chance. Take the pen out. There we go. Put that up here. Don't need to have that up there. That there. The little needle. Well, they look pretty good. There's no build-up like the last time, so that's good. It does look, it's got like a plastic main jet, which those are not as resilient as the brass ones. We should be able to see it. Looks like it was green, so we should be able to see. I can see it in there. I'm not sure if you can. But yeah, there you go. A little green thing there. So I might try to take it out. You know what? I think I'm just gonna leave it in because I don't want to risk breaking it. So I'm gonna leave it in there. Should be pretty clear anyway because the carb didn't seem to be too bad. So I'll leave it in there for now. I will take out this jet here. I want to see how bad that one is. There we go. Take a look at it. So you can see through it. It definitely has some things on it. So I'll take carb clean to it too. That might have to do with my setup here. It's not the cleanest, which isn't the best thing for cleaning carbs. But you should have like a clean working area. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, just gonna hold this, spray it with carb cleaner so I don't get on my fingers. Cold enough. Through here and to the main part. There we go. It's good there. Set it over here where it's a little cleaner. I'm gonna do the same thing with this, mostly because it's got some gunk on it. Yeah, there we go. See right through it now. Perfect. go. Perfect. And it sits flush, which is good. Very, very good. All right. I think so. It's pretty. Wait, okay. Accept some off. Okay. Okay, and then last noise. All right. Okay. Okay, it is now off. There's a couple other things that had to come off too, but we have access to the back of it now, so this will be an easy thing to be able to replace now. And then I took out the fuel line. It's just going to be a pain to reroute this, but we're still going to do it. So I'm going to get this mocked up on the new fuel line to make sure we get. I'm going to add a little extra length so we can have room for a fuel shutoff valve. I'll cut that to size and then go about rerouting it as best we can. So here's the old fuel line, here's the new fuel line. It's cut to length plus some. I'm not sure how much of this you can see, but it's adding about an inch or so. So hopefully that'll give us enough to put in a fuel filter or fuel shutoff valve. Now is the fun part of trying to route this. So I think it starts off in here. I've done this one other time, and I remember it not being fun. I think I gotta try to guide it with the screwdriver. Get stuck. It's getting hung up. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. It's so close, I can see it. You know what I might do? I think. Get some really long needle nose pliers, see if I can reach in there. Alright, so these are my needle nose pliers. I'm gonna see if I can reach in where I see it and try to pull it the rest of the way. Oh, success. Yeah, so you could probably pull it another 6 inches. So we're working with now. Probably another inch. I think I pulled it too far. Pull it back out a little bit. There we go, that's good. So, next step. Now that we got that chore done, I thought that was gonna be a lot harder to be able to do that. So, glad it didn't end up being too difficult. Next one is doing the primer. Because this one here is pretty bad. So try to gently pull it off of. There she goes. Yeah, it's still intact in there. Perfect. So we'll do the same process for the old as we did with the fuel line. This one I don't need any extra, well, maybe just like a little bit extra from whenever it was cut itself off. And we'll line up the right hose and get her going. See, it's all replaced there now. So now it's just about routing everything back in place. And we'll see how well it starts up. See if there's anything else we need to tinker with for it to run right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will bring you back to when everything's all buttoned back up with the carb on it, and we should be good to go. Alright, hopefully when we come back, she'll start right up. Let's get it started. Hopefully she starts right up. Let's try to tackle the problem with the drive there. Alrighty, so I just unbolted the belly pan, and I started to see this come out of the bottom, so I figured I'd bring you in with me. Oh no. Oh no. You know what else I see? Some carnage. That's not positive. Oh no. Where is that from? You see that? So I see that we've got 1, 2, the 3 springs, which is good. That there's no good though. Man, that's not positive. That's pretty smooth. So if it turns, it seems to be in good. So why is it not? It must not be making contact. Why wouldn't it be making contact? Let me go engage it and see what we have here for issues. Yeah. So I'll set you back up. There you go. And I'm gonna engage. Go. Why is that? Oh no. That's what it was. That it was the pin that was holding that in place. Because we can now move. Oh. So that was a pin. It's almost like a shear pin, like a shear bolt. Interesting. Yeah, because when I was actively testing this machine, it was working. And then it just didn't. But that would do it. I bet you all that stuff being clumped up there, it acted like a brake, maybe? Okay. Well, you know what? I think I have a shear bolt that would fit that in stock right now. So let me go see if I can find it. And then, yeah, then we should have a working machine that we can sell tonight. Hang on, let me check. So these are the ones that I have. I'm gonna try putting them in, see if it even fits, it has clearance and all that good stuff. And then if so, then we'll be hunky-dory. I want to keep it a shear pin so that if something does come up against it like it did, then it won't just break, you know. I want this to break first before the actual mechanisms. Okay, I'm gonna replace this. Okay, reinstalled. Yeah, let's give her a test run now. all the gears worked. The auger works, the light works. Yeah, I think it's a good machine. I just got to figure out why I keep stopping. It might just because I've been running it on such low fuel, but the oil looks good in it. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of getting it listed on Marketplace and getting it sold. Low snow. Might tighten this up a bit. It just seems like it's not. Engaging it all the way. Yeah, I think I might do that. Other than that, everything looks good. So I'm going to button it up. I'm going to test it a few more times just to make sure that it's shutting off is just because of the fuel. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to get it posted and listed from Fit Marketplace, and hopefully that'll be another. Like I said, I'm going to list it for $450, and then hope to get 400 out of it. That would be a plus $300 minus the odds and ends we had to put into it. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and this has been another episode of the $5,000 challenge. At the end of it, like I said, I'll put the AAA rating for it. I usually do that as a voiceover. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Okay, getting into the AAA rating. The affordability. It's an 8. It was only $100, and the only thing it needed was a new shear pin, fuel line, and the carb being cleaned. Approachability. So it was an 8 because the carb cleaning was easy, and once the belly pan was off, it was clear to see what was needed to fix the transmission. It was just getting to that point. And then finally, the appeal, which is also an 8. This is a fairly big machine and in really good shape, especially for the age. Minimal rust, and seemed to have little runtime on it at all. So this machine took no time to sell. I ended up listing it for $475 initially, but I found a working electric start that fit the machine and had an upsell with it for $550. So the profit for this round was the machine costed $100, the shear pin costed $2, the fuel line $5, making the total profit from this one machine a whopping $443, bringing us to $680 towards our $5,000 goal. Join us next time where we go and take a look at another machine where it was a repair I've never done before.